Welcome to the Sheriff's Perspective, where we explore the many important services of the Philadelphia Sheriff's Office. Learn more about sheriff sales, court orders, civil enforcement, and much more on the Sheriff's Perspective with your host, Sheriff Rochelle Bilal.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, everyone listening in, and welcome to the Sheriff Perspective. I'm Sheriff Rochelle Bilal, your host. Last month, we tackled our warrant unit, where our Sheriff Fugitive Warrant Unit works hard to get violent criminals off the streets. This unit enforces protections from abuse orders, child support, bench warrants, and much more. Recently, we announced the launch of our new feature on our website, phillysheriff.com, under Philly's Fugitive, our priority ones, that allows the public to submit tips that may aid the capture of known criminal suspects. This new feature is part of our commitment to community policing and keeping our city safe. You can go up on that website at phillysheriff.com, our priority list. If you don't know people coming into your home, you may want to look on that website before you let them in your home. Because the one thing you don't want is to smoke up in your house if you have somebody in your home that's wanted. So go check them out first. Make sure they're not wanted on our wanted list so that you don't have situations you don't need to deal with. And now, to submit a tip, simply visit our website and click on Submit a Tip. Click on that button. You can provide as much or as little information as you are comfortable with. But please include as many details as possible, such as suspect's name, physical description, known associates, and any known location where they may be found. We want people off our streets. We want to make sure our family, our friends, our children are safe. If you know somebody that's wanted, if you have some information, because no law enforcement agency can do it by themselves, go on to phillysheriff.com. Give us a tip. If you look on our website, our priority list, and you see somebody up there that you know, that lets you know that they want it. And so let us know where they're at so we can take them off the streets. Probably two ways: keep them safe and you safe. All tips will be reviewed by our investigators and kept confidential. If you choose to provide your contact information, we may follow up with you for more information. I want to thank the public for their continued support in keeping our city safe. By submitting tips, you are helping us to remove dangerous criminals from the streets and make Philadelphia a better place for everyone. Thank you, because we cannot do it without you.
Hello.
I'm gonna tell people I'm recording so they don't come busting them off.
You know,
Because
as sheriff for the city and county of Philadelphia, I wanted to make a difference in our real estate department. Because this week, we are talking about the real estate department within the sheriff's office. I wanted to make a difference in our real estate department to find ways to decrease sheriff sales where we have the opportunity to do so. So many people I ask let me just say this, because I want to retract that. Here. So many people I speak with while I'm out in the community
outside that door
are often unaware of the options available to them to keep them and keep them and keep them. You hear me? I had to say that 3 times. To keep them, keep them, keep them. keep their properties. They're unaware of all the programs that are out there. So that's why you see our community outreach out there with all the pamphlets and information we develop. In addition, everyone who has access to the internet now has access to our sheriff cells. This simplifies the process in providing access to all while allowing for equal access to the bidding process.
Going on here.
When I say equal access, because when it was in person, there was a lot of things that were happening. And those that couldn't get there, if you're working, if you can't get downtown, and you know how parking costs downtown,
she gonna ask these questions,
you didn't have access. Now you do.
That's right.
You have access.
And it's 215-634-8065. Yep, looks good to me. I think these are great, very great assets.
Thank you.
Don't leave. I have to talk to you.
Okay. Also, I am going to crop out the little boxes at the top of the screen, so whenever someone is speaking, you will only see them.
Your sound
I'll cut between the live video and the titles of the screens. Rochelle, I'm going to send you these screens.
What screen? Because you sound real wiry.
Yeah, I'm not going to be in the show, so the only time that I'm going to be heard is for this part of the production.
You send me the screens to my email?
Yeah.
Means I have to go back and forth from here to my email. See.
No. I just want you to see them.
Oh, right now?
To check if excess money's available to return to homeowners. Checking that all required paperwork was submitted with a claim, this is excess proceeds, and providing the full identification of requesters. Let me say this is why. Because when you go through a sheriff's cell and there's funds left over, the homeowner is entitled to those funds. And you don't have to pay a finder a third of your money because it's yours. And you can basically just come to the sheriff's office and we do it for free. We don't charge you. But you have to come with the documentation to prove that it's you connected to that property. Because there were times where people was trying to come up there and faking the game, and we don't play that anymore. And so while I got the young ladies on the call, we're going to get really into it as to what the Sheriff's Office Real Estate Department and our HEART program really do. So Melissa, this question is for you to start off with, being the director of it. Tell us about the different types of work handled by the real estate department at the Philadelphia Sheriff's Office.
Okay. Well, once again, I'm Melissa Simpson, the director of the real estate division. The types of work that the real estate division of the office handles is we are responsible for the real property sheriff's sales that occur in the city of Philadelphia. And I say real property because it is buildings, it's land. That is what we are court ordered to sell. So one thing I want people to understand is that the real estate division is not the unit that decides which properties go up for sale. There are court proceedings that happen. They usually take a while before it gets to the point where your property goes up for sheriff's sale. So we receive court orders stating that the properties have to be sold at a sheriff's sale, and we conduct those sales based on a state mandated law.
So when they say court order, and it takes a while, because I remember one time that it took some almost whatever the court proceeding and whatever the person and the homeowner went through, it took almost up to 6 years to get to us.
Yes, that's correct. In the city of Philadelphia, the courts have a conciliation program. So when you first get a notification that you are in pre-mortgage foreclosure, it means that the bank or the judgment holder, they are starting the process of putting your property, of trying to put your property up for sheriff sale. They give you the opportunity to meet in court to try to work out an agreement. And this usually takes months to years to happen before it gets to the point where everything that they have tried has not worked out. And they decide that, okay, per the court order, the property can be sold at sheriff sale.
And let me, because a lot of people really don't understand that process. So what's the role? What role does the office play in the sheriff sale process?
Our role in the sheriff sale process is to be a neutral party. We're not partial to anyone that's involved in the actual action of putting the properties up for sale. We are just the means by which the property is sold. So you have the judgment holders, which are your banks or someone that you owe money to. It could be the city for taxes or a water bill. And they are the ones that are trying to recoup their money. And then you have the homeowners on the other side who are the ones that they're trying to work out these situations with. The sheriff's office is the party in between that we're here to assist in getting the judgment holder their money or helping the homeowner retrieve any excess funds after the sale or trying to give them the information prior to sale to assist in stopping the sale of their property. We don't have the power to stop a sale, but we can direct you to who to speak with that could help you in that instance.
Excellent information. Thank you very much for
tell
that.
people I'm recording, so they don't come back from the
There's, let me see. These are questions that be asked of us a lot of times. So how can someone listening to this show get more information on participating in an upcoming sheriff sale?
So anyone can participate in the sheriff sale. All of the information as to how to register and participate in the sale is on the Bid for Assets website, which is our online bidding platform. The address is bid4 assets.com/Philadelphia.
So they can just go to phillysheriff.com and just click on it. What if they don't know anything about how that process, how to bid? So when they go on to bid for assets, is there information there that basically can show them how to do that?
Yes. So as the sheriff stated, you can visit our website for the link to Bid for Assets website. And on their site, they have instructional videos for every step in the process to participate in sheriff sales, as well as written information on their site as to, once again, how to register, how to bid, and how the information is presented on the site.
Thank you so much. So, okay, so let me put these phone numbers out there because we want people who may have some questions to call in when we get to those points. So the phone number, I hear you. The phone number will be 215-634-8065. 215-634-8065. I think we got a call on the line real quick before we get ready. Okay. So we have Deneen on the line. Can she listen to us? Deneen, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Sheriff. I can listen.
Okay. All right, good. Just hold on right there.
All right.
I
let
think
people
we're about
know,
to go to
don't come in
break
here
because it's close
bugging
to our break
We
time.
need a production sign
Because
outside
we do
that
have
door.
a sheriff's cell
Not
coming up, and we
production.
want the listeners to know how they can join into that cell if they're interested. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back after these messages, and we'll bring Deneen in and ask her some questions. You're listening to the Sheriff Perspective, and on WURD 900 AM.
Yeah.
Black Talk Radio.
Check
We'll be
your
right
email.
back.
I just sent you.
Get registered and bid at the upcoming tax sheriff
What work
sale
is handled
on
by
Friday,
everyone.
June 7th, held online at bidforassets.com/Philadelphia. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact the Philadelphia Sheriff's Office at 215-686-3560. We invite you to get registered and bid at the upcoming mortgage sheriff sale. Bidforassets.com/.
Welcome back to the Sheriff Perspective. I'm Sheriff Rochelle Bilal from the Philadelphia Sheriff's Office, City and County of Philadelphia. And this week, we're talking about sheriff cells. And I have with me the Director of Real Estate is Melissa Simpson. And also on our phone that's calling in is Deneen Hardy, who is really the one that deals with our HART program, which is Home Asset Recovery Team. That's the person that you will probably contact in the sheriff's office, that if you go through this situation and your property gets sold at sheriff's sale, you may want to call her to see if there is funds left over, and we call that excess proceeds. And those proceeds you will be entitled to. You do not have to have a third-party organization that calls you and says, you got money at the sheriff and we could get it for you, but we want a third of your money. We don't charge you a third of your money. You can come to us, verify all that information, and then those proceeds will be turned over to you without anybody taking the third of it. And without anybody adding some additional bills you may have had back in the day, because if they didn't get that taken care of then, they wouldn't get it taken care of now. But, so I'm going back to Melissa and Deneen, who's on the line, and they both work in the sheriff's office. Melissa is the Director of Real Estate, and Deneen deals with the excess proceeds or HART program, Home Asset Recovery Team. So let me ask this question to you, Melissa. Is there typically a big price difference between the opening and winning bids on properties at a mortgage sale versus a tax sale?
So typically, yes, there is a big price difference between the mortgage sale and a tax sale. In the mortgage sale, you are bidding on a property on which a larger judgment is due. So if someone was not paying their mortgage or their homeowners association dues, or someone went to court and said they owe them money and they're allowed to sell the property. In order to win that property, you have to meet what that judgment holder wants you to pay for however much they want to receive. So in the mortgage sale, the pricing is higher in order to win the bid and become a buyer of those properties. However, in a tax sale, the opening bid is set by the attorneys who are putting the properties up for sale. Those amounts are usually lower figures. And as soon as someone bids on those properties are sold to a third party and they go to the highest bidder. So those are you're typically able to purchase those at a lower price than you would be at a mortgage foreclosure sale.
So basically, the mortgage foreclosure is the banks, and they want their money for that balance of the mortgage that you owe and whatever else they want to add on to that. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And so if you looked at that or you did your research as far as the property, once you see it online, you could basically see what you may want to bid for. And then your bid and everybody else's bid, and then the highest bidder will get the property. And then you will have to settle with the sheriff's office. So the other question to this, and we always get these questions, so how can an individual get registered to bid at an upcoming auction?
So to register to bid, you can visit the Bid for Assets website. On the site, it gives you directions as to how to register, what the deposit is to register, and what happens post-registration. So in order to bid at a tax sale, there is a deposit required of $500. And in order to bid for a mortgage foreclosure sale, the deposit is $5,000.
So either way, you got to have some money to put down to deposit in order to bid for a property. Is that correct?
Yes, you have to place a deposit, but once you've deposited to bid, you can bid on as many properties that are listed for that sale that day as you want.
So a lot of people will be asking, well, then people that don't have no money can't bid. Well, it costs money to buy a car, costs money to buy a house, costs money to buy clothing. It costs money. You can't get into a bidding process without any money. Is that correct? Can somebody just sign up and just bid without any money?
No, no one can sign up and just bid without any money. You can get a free registration on the site to see what properties are listed for sale. So anyone can register and just see what's going up for sale at any date. If you want to participate in the auction, you have to pay the deposit in order to participate in the auction. And then your deposit, should you win the bid on the property, then your deposit is applied to your payment for winning the bid.
Thank you for that. So our next question would be, after registering to bid, can someone bid while they are at home or at work, or be careful at work, you're supposed to be working, or do they have to go to a specific location to place a bid?
So the good thing about moving to the online bidding platform is that anyone can participate in the auction from anywhere they are. So you can be at home, at work, sitting in the park, doing whatever you may want to do, and you can participate in the auction because it's online. You can use your computer, you can use your phone, you can use an iPad or a tablet. As long as you can access the website, you can participate in the auction.
All right, so we get these questions too, and this is a part 2 to that. Well, what if you don't have a computer, and what if you don't have access to an internet, and what if you're not computer savvy and you want to bid for the properties that are listed for sure sale? What do they do?
So Bid for Assets does have a way for you to submit your bid in writing. So you will fill out an offline bid form, and it tells them what property you're interested in and how much you're willing to bid up to. And then they put that information into the system. So the system will bid on your behalf until it reaches either how much your highest bid is. If someone bids above that, then they would win. However, if it doesn't reach your highest bid amount, then it automatically will put you in as that highest bidder, and you could win the property that way. It's called proxy bidding.
No
Proxy
offense,
bidding.
but
That's
if you
what I'm.
still
So whether you're doing it
think
online or
stocks,
you're doing
real
it by
estate, or
proxy, actually filling out the paperwork, you can bid for the properties that are going up for sheriff's sale. Everyone can.
Yes. Yes. Anyone can participate in the sale.
Okay. Because we get that, whoa, what if we don't? This is 2024, and I know we may have some people who is not computer savvy, but I'm sure you got a grandson or granddaughter that want to fix that phone of yours, that can fix your phone, fix your computer, and show you how to go online and to get a bid in. And if you still don't, it's proxy bidding. You can get the paperwork and you can put in your bid, and you still may be able to win one of the properties that you may be interested. So they say, well, how do we get these property lists? So how do they get the property lists, Melissa?
So the properties are all listed on Bid for Assets. You can go and select the sale date, the type of sale, and it will give you a list of all the properties that are scheduled for sale. We currently have just implemented a new case management software, which provides us with another website called SalesWeb that lists all of our properties that will be going up for sale from June moving forward. So that information is something that we will be introducing to everyone through our website and other means of communication, so you can see the list there as well.
So for the people who they'll go up on the website, and the students people, they want to be able to research all of this prior to the sale. So where would they get that information prior to it to be listing for sale, other than on Bid for Assets?
We do also advertise in various newspapers. Those advertisements go out in advance of the sale so that you're able to look at the list, do your research, find out which properties are going up in your area, or in another area you may be researching to obtain property in. So there is written information as well. You can also visit our office and we can assist you with obtaining a list of the properties that are going up for sale.
Do we have a call on the line by Stephanie in North Philly real quick? I don't see any. So let's move on. We got a caller that asks if we can give the website for the list again. You want to give her the website for the list again?
So once again, it's on bid4assets.com/Philadelphia. And I don't have the SalesWeb website in front of me right now, but like I said, that information is forthcoming. But if you search SalesWeb online, it's by Tyler Technologies. You can get to the site and select Philadelphia, and you'll be able to see the properties that are listed for sale.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
The other question is that since switching over to an online platform for sheriff sales, what are the types of results you have been seeing from the completed sales?
So since we've switched over to the Bid for Assets platform, the number of completed sales has increased. At in-person sales, we had people that would bid on numerous properties, win the bid for numerous properties and place their 10% deposit, but then they would not complete the sale. They would not come in and pay the balance. With Bid for Assets, there is a stipulation that if you bid on the properties, however, you don't complete the sale, then after that sale, you're not allowed to participate in the future sales until the office decides that you're allowed to participate again. Because we implemented this stipulation when we went to online sales, the buyers have been more motivated to make sure that they complete their purchases and only bid on property that they are able to pay for.
And the reason why is this in the sheriff's office, because, you know, people tries to manipulate the system. And one of the things that I was elected for is to stop the shenanigans. They will bid, they would default, and then 2 years later, they will go into court and says, now I want to settle. So you basically knock somebody else out of receiving that by playing the game of bidding and then default, winning the bid and then defaulting. So you can't do that anymore. You don't play games. If you're going to bid, you win it, then you need to pay up. But we do have a secondary person that may be waiting behind you now that could get that property. Before, you would just bid and then default, and then 2 years later run into court and say, now I don't want to pay for it. No, you don't get to play those games anymore. Right now, you bid, you pay up, you settle on the property, and you move forward. Because if you don't, you may lose your opportunity to be able to bid for a good while. And we at the sheriff's office are the ones to decide that. So I think we got a call. Do we got Stephanie from North Philly on the phone?
Yes. Hi. Good afternoon, everybody. Hi, Sheriff Bilal. How are you? Good.
Good afternoon, Stephanie. How are you?
Good. This is a good, fresh new show. Thank you for the show.
Thank you.
A couple of questions. You're welcome.
Go ahead.
Ladies, you are very well articulating what you're talking about, and we appreciate it, too. So I wrote down, and you said it already, but I just wanted to ask again. So, and I heard it again on City Council, but I'm not sure. So retrieving assets, you know, on a house, the proceeds, there's no third party necessary to help in the home assets recovery program you was talking about. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you don't have to have nobody contact you and say you got money from a property that was sold and we could get it for you, but you got to sign a contract and get a third of it. Let Deneen, I'm going to have Deneen come in and really respond to that because she handles a lot of that. Deneen Hardy?
Yes.
Go ahead. She's talking about when somebody has excess proceeds.
Can you hear me? Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. For excess proceeds, you do not need a third party to help you with anything. You would just contact the sheriff's office, whether by phone at 215-686-3565 or 215-686-3566. You can also send an email to Sheriff Hart, that's one word, at phila.gov. Or you can drop by the office at 100 South Broad Street, the 5th floor. That's downtown between Chestnut, on Broad Street between Chestnut and Sampson.
Stephanie, did that answer your question? Oh, she hung up. Okay. So phillysheriff.com, you can send us any questions you have in relationship to that. And you were right, Stephanie. You do not have to pay a third party if there's excess proceeds from a property that you own that went up for sheriff's sale. Stephanie?
Yes, I'm listening.
Did that answer your question?
Yes, it did.
All right.
I got the address and name. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Appreciate you.
Be well.
All right, we got to go to the next question. Prior to the sheriff's sale taking place online using the online platform, were there budgetary needs for hosting sheriff sales? Like, was there a cost? Melissa?
So yes, prior to the sheriff sales moving online, there were costs that needed to be paid. We had to pay for the location. We had to pay for the auctioneer. We had to pay for other professional services in order to have our staff there for the duration of the sale. Sales started at 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning. They were 10 o'clock and then we moved them to 9. But we would be there until 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, going through every property that was listed for sale. However, now that we have the online sale, all of the properties are auctioned off at the same time. So the sale starts at 10 o'clock and it continues until the last bid is made. However, those costs are no longer associated because we don't have to pay for a ballroom or the convention center or somewhere to allow people to come to the sale. We don't have to pay to have someone sit there and announce all 300 something properties that are listed for sale that day. And so in doing that, we've removed those costs, which results in there being more funds available to pay towards the debt or to pay towards those excess proceeds after the sale occurs.
So basically, let me continue on with that question, because a lot of people, we want to be in person. Well, pandemic stopped all of that. Were there any other disadvantages from a buyer perspective to the previous method of holding sheriff sales in person? Like can't take off work, limited space. Any other disadvantages?
Yeah, well, those were primary disadvantages to having in-person sales. We got a lot of people that said that they weren't able to take off work to come to the sale, so they weren't able to participate at all. When we were at 3801 Market Street, the spacing, we'd have more than 300 people in that room. So the seats would be taken up. There would be people standing around the outskirts of the room because there was not enough space. And the other thing that was one of the bigger problems was the buyer intimidation. There were people that will walk the room, and if there were, we allowed anyone to attend the sales. And there were a lot of new people that would pop in because they saw a property that they wanted. But as they're standing up and bidding for a property, you had people walking the room glaring at them because they're bidding on a property that they wanted. Or the regulars that would be there, that people were just intimidated to stand up and state their bid because you had these other people that were more experienced in doing so. So by going online, it's blind bidding. No one knows who they're bidding against. That buyer intimidation is gone.
So therefore, the 21st century does work. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
I think when you move into when you're changing things, people somewhat feel intimidated or they feeling left out because they're so used to the old way. But then when you see how valuable it is, and especially for those who can't save their property for whatever reason, especially for them, the fact that more people bidding is a good chance that there may be excess proceeds, there funds left over after all your bills are paid. That's what I mean by excess proceeds, that you can get to move on with your life. And so that brings me to the HEART program. That brings me to Deneen Hardy. Deneen Hardy works in the real estate department. But Melissa, let me come back to you. I just need to ask you one more question. We're about to get ready to go to break. So you can answer this and then we'll go to break.
Okay.
How long have you worked in the sheriff's office?
I've worked for the sheriff's office for 10 years.
That's way before me. And so if anybody
Yes.
anything about intimidation, she would know because she's been working in the real estate department. So we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back to Deneen Hardy, and we're going to talk about that HEART program. We'll be right back.
Invite you to get registered and bid at the upcoming Mortgage Sheriff Sale on Tuesday, June 4th, held online at bidforassets.com/Philadelphia. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact the Philadelphia Sheriff's Office at 215-686-3560 or visit our website at phillysheriff.com.
Welcome back to the Sheriff's Perspective. I'm Rochelle Bilal, Sheriff for the City and County of Philadelphia. And this week on the Sheriff's Perspective, we are dealing with the sheriff's cells. We probably have to do this in two parts because there's a lot of information that we need to give the people. But before we go to Deneen Harding, Melissa, they want you to spell out the website. Spell, and take your time and spell it out so they can write it down. Spell out the website so people can get it clearly. Melissa?
Okay, so the Bid for Assets website is B as in boy, I as in igloo, D as in dog, the number 4, A as in apple, S as in Sam, S as in Sam, E as in egg, T as in Tom, S as in Sam, .com / Philadelphia, PHILADELPHIA.
If you don't remember that spelling, just go to phillysheriff.com, PHILLY.com. Philly Sheriff, PHILLYSHERIFF.com. And it'll all be there. You can look up Bid for Assets for that. And so we bringing in Deneen Harding because this is where, when we went online, more people bid, more chances there are excess proceeds left over. And those excess proceeds, that means money left over after all the bills are paid on the property that went up for sheriff's sale. And those excess proceeds go to the homeowner. And we changed the name from DART. When I came in, DART was Defended Asset Recovery Team. And I thought that anybody going through the trauma of having their property put up for sheriff's sale, that they didn't need to be called a defendant because they didn't do anything. And so we changed it to HART. That means Home Asset Recovery Team. You was a homeowner. That was yours. And so Deneen Harding is the person that deals with most of that program. So Deneen, how you doing this afternoon? Deneen,
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I'm not technology savvy either.
So how you doing this afternoon?
All right. How are you?
Good. So what is the HART program?
The HART program is our homeowner asset recovery team. The program exists to assist homeowners who have lost their property and the property was sold above the cost of what was owed to the lien holders, meaning the person that brought the claim to start the process of the sheriff's sale.
So how does the HART program work to help homeowners who have their property sold at sheriff's sale? How does it help them recover any excess proceeds?
With the HART program, if there are excess proceeds, the homeowner can submit an application to the unit. There is no cost associated with this application. However, you can apply for the funds directly from our office without assistance and any outside parties to help you obtain the money. Following a review by our title company, the funds are then issued per the distribution policy.
Okay. When you say distribution policy, people may not know what that is.
Yeah.
What is that?
So a distribution policy, once we receive the claim, we have to be able to process the claim and make sure that nothing is attached to the property, like any type of second mortgage or anything like that. That's just an example. It's not a guarantee. So for the office to be insured or covered, to make sure that we pay everything attached to that property before issuing those excess funds, we have to go to a title agency. That title agency will complete, it's just like a title report, just a little in depth, but it's just like a title report. And it's just going to list everything attached to that property and make sure everything is cleared, because the whole purpose of a judicial sale is to have a clear deed. So the things that are not covered under the sale of the property, the excess proceeds may be able to help and clear that debt also.
Okay. If someone listening believes they are owed excess proceeds from a sheriff's sale, how can they contact the real estate department?
Constituents can call us on the phone, 215-686-3565 or 215-686-3566. By email, Sheriff Hart, that's all one word. So it's Sheriff, SHERIFFHART. That's Sheriff Hart at Phila, PHILA.gov. Or by mail or in person at 100 South Broad Street, 5th floor. If by mail, Philadelphia, PA 19110 is our zip code. We do not accept online applications to avoid fraud. If property was sold in 2020 or before, they can check with PA Treasury for unclaimed funds. The Sheriff's Office will only hold on to excess proceeds for 3 years. Then we exchange it and send the unclaimed funds to the state after 3 years of no activity on the case.
And we do due diligence to find you. My detectives up there, which if you listen to us when we had civil on, basically do a lot and have a lot that they can look at different law enforcement technology to be able to find you so that we can get you those proceeds. So we're getting close to where we wrapping up, but we got a few more questions here. Tell us about efforts by the real estate department to locate individuals who are owed excess proceeds, including any specific initiatives or technology that supports that work.
Okay. Your answer just went right into that question you just asked. Mm-hmm. Previously, the office did not contact homeowners regarding excess proceeds. Under Sheriff Bilal's administration from 2021, we changed our procedures, and we now utilize our civil enforcement unit to locate homeowners and inform them of the overages. We have obtained access to additional resources and database such as CLEAR, CLEAR, which is a law enforcement database to assist locating the homeowners. Our office will not contact homeowners by phone, so be careful to inform them of excess proceeds. Notification is always sent in the form of a letter by the mail.
Did y'all hear that? We don't call you, so if a scam person call you, they're up to no good. You could call us directly, or you could locate us at phillysheriff.com, or you can come to 100 South Broad Street, the land and title building on the 5th floor. We don't call you, talk about we got money for you. We send you a letter. The next question is, how much money has the Philadelphia Sheriff Office returned to property owners through the HART program since January of 2020?
Yes, the total amount returned to homeowners through the HART program to date is in excess of $8 million, which includes the COVID year. So it's really productive.
Very. When we had detectives in a unit, we sort of utilized them more now than ever before, because a lot of the detectives work in our civil unit. They don't just come post anything. They now have access to databases that can help find people. So when one time somebody had a hearing and basically asked us how much, they can listen to this recording. And I think we basically doubled the amount of excess proceeds given to homeowners because we go further than what used to be. Because our job is to find them. And we do our due diligence to find them. And then if we can't, after a certain period of time, not like we stop looking, but then by law, we need to escheat it to the state, and therefore you can contact the state after that. What are the goals of the real estate department? This is Melissa and Anthony. What are the goals of the real estate department over the next 3 years? Improve operations, return more excess proceeds, complete share sales, etc. What are the goals that y'all two ladies want to see the real estate department going?
So to add on to the return of the over $8 million, I just want to point out the fact that for the past 3 years, we've only held 2 sales out of the 5 that we normally would have. So that amount has increased since in-person sales, because we're down to 2 and we've been able to issue that much money. Some of our goals coming up is in July, we are restarting the other 3 tax sales. We've received documentation to put those properties up for sale. So that's one of our goals that we've been able to obtain presently. We're in the process of implementing our new case management software, which is going to drastically improve our operations. We'll be able to process the sales in a faster manner than we currently are able to, because of having the ability to process the information through the system quicker. By moving to holding the 5 sales again, we are hoping to increase the amount of excess proceeds and assistance to those homeowners who have lost their properties. And as well as our deeding process and getting the property sales completed in a more timely fashion. Deneen, do you have anything additional?
As we get ready to wrap up here.
No, I just wanted to say if the new technology system will also help us with the addresses of the people who lost the property, because sometimes the plaintiff, the person that's coming against you, coming to try to put your house up in foreclosure, will do their due diligence and try to find a new address. So we'll be able to implement that in our new system to be able to help get out the letter faster, to help you get the excess proceeds from the property.
Well, thank you, ladies. I want to thank you both for coming on the Sheriff Perspective, and thank you both for working in the Sheriff's Office. And the fact that you're helping to modernize the Sheriff's Office, we do appreciate you both for doing the work that you do. So I'm gonna say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you, Sheriff.
We appreciate you too.
And
yes, we do.
Before we close out, we are always out in the community. We are doing things this summer. We have different community events going on, and the latest one that is coming up is going to be our Unity in the Community. It's going to be Saturday, June the 22nd, 2024, from 10 to 3 p.m. It's going to be in the 2500 block of North 3rd Street. Nelson's Playground, y'all know where that is at, North Philly. We're going to be there June the 22nd. Music, food, resource table, just a unity in the community. And it's almost like a block party we're going to be having. So we are out in the community every day, and all the information that you hear on the Sheriff Perspective is definitely going to be out there on our table, and other organizations are going to be there. They're going to be coming to give you information to help you out. I want to thank everybody for listening to the Sheriff Perspective. We bring this show to you. We let you know that we're advertising the sheriff's sales here. We want you to have a clear understanding of what the sheriff's office does. because most people don't, please listen every third Saturday here on WURD 900 AM on the Sheriff Perspective, starting at 3 p.m., so you can get all the information. We had civil, we had the warrant. Today we had the sheriff office. We may do a part 2 to this, but we got other departments that we want you to know about that's up in the sheriff's office, and so you can be well informed. We want to thank you for listening, and we want you to have a great day. God bless, and see you on the third Saturday. Peace.
Thank you for listening to The Sheriff's Perspective with your host, Sheriff Rochelle Bilal. Tune in every third Saturday at 3 p.m. on WURD and visit phillysheriff.com to learn more about our work in the community.